The video you are about to watch was made for entertainment purposes only. The views and opinions expressed in this video are those of the content creators themselves and should not be taken personally. So sit back and enjoy.
Do you understand how mad I'm going to be if the Earth is flat? Like, here's the thing. I'm team round Earth. I'm team it's a sphere. I'm team that there's landmass all around. I'm not pro wall in Antarctica. Like, I'm not. However, the pile of not true conspiracy theories is shrinking with expeditiously. Like the fervor of which we're watching this pile of not true conspiracy theories go down. It's a rate that I wasn't anticipating. Like, all of these things weren't supposed to be true. There was supposed to be like you remember in 2020 when we were like, okay, well, like, they're adding in like craziness alongside the true so that it all seems not true. And now I don't think they were. I think I have a problem with this. Look, here's the thing. The Earth is round. Like, what it better be round. I'm gonna be so mad.
At risk of sounding like a complete conspiracy theorist, I had somebody explain in depth to me yesterday the flat Earth theory, and all I'm saying is it's not quite as ridiculous as I originally thought. I'm wondering if you've ever heard anyone explain it and what your thoughts are.
Proof we are not on a ball. This is the world record long distance photo. This photo right here is an image of Pic Gaspard in the French Alps, and it's 275 miles away from where the photo was taken at the summit of Pic des Trellis in the Pyrenees Mountains. And I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing these mountains. However, this photo proves that the Earth is flat and not a ball. This photo was taken from a height of 9,272 feet, and you can clearly see the mountains across the way at 275 miles away. Now, when you use Google's own curve calculator, you will get a hidden target height of 16,446 feet, meaning there should be 16,446 feet of curvature here. So you shouldn't see this mountain. We are staring at a 12,740 foot mountain that is supposed to be behind 16,446 feet of curvature. We should not be able to see that mountain. That mountain should be hidden behind 3,706 feet of curvature. Do the math and learn the truth.
Hey, ¿por qué esa cosita que está ahí, mira lo que agarra? No se levanta. ¿Qué pedo, loco? Hey.
Would somebody explain to me how we can FaceTime astronauts going around the backside of the moon? But I'm trying to make a call to someone 4 miles away, and it keeps dropping out here in Maine.
Floating hair, non-floating hair. Floating hair, non-floating hair.
You have heard of Operation Fishbowl, right?
Although we weren't able to shatter that highest, hardest glass ceiling this time, thanks to you, it's got about 18 million cracks in it.
Especially for all those who believe we've been to the moon, and all those who don't believe that there's a firmament covering the Earth. The first red flag is, why did they call the mission Operation Fishbowl? The second red flag, why are you shooting nuclear missiles up in the sky? And just what do you think happened when they shot those nuclear missiles up in the sky? Yeah, this is a clip from 1962 of the actual mission when they shot the missiles in the sky. Look what happened. The missile didn't explode upward, it exploded outward. Kind of like water when something's dropped in it. And what do you know? Right after they found out just how high they could go? Yeah, you guessed it. They scrubbed that mission faster than you can say NASA. which, by the way, the United States opened not too long after they scrubbed that mission, which leads to my favorite coincidence of all, Mr. Warner von Braun, who led NASA. On his gravestone when he died was a scripture there, Psalms 19:1. Anyone want to guess what that scripture says? The firmament declares God's handiwork.
Hey, what's up, y'all? So why does this look like, if you're in an airplane, if anybody that flew, this looks like cruising altitude when you get to that 35,000 feet? This doesn't look like they're in outer space, because outer space is a heck of a lot further away than cruising altitude in a plane. But y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments.
Here I am on a cruise ship. I wanted to show everybody the levelness of the watcher of our Earth. You see that? That right there is the rail. That is the apparent horizon. Now when I bring my phone down, look at this shit. Level. And I'm telling you what, you can say whatever you want, but it's fucking level. Level. Level, level, level. Look at that. Up above it, up above the rail, down below the rail. So the ship I'm moving in is level.
Is propulsion possible in a vacuum? No, it's not. And this guy clearly demonstrates this in this video. You see, what he does is, initially he's flying the drone in a chamber that does have atmosphere in it. And as he pulls the atmosphere out, slowly, the little drone is no longer able to propel. It kind of vibrates in place in the corner right there if you pay attention, but it's doing that because it's vibrating the medium, which is the chamber itself. And then as he adds air back in later in this video, it'll show the drone flying around again. But people like to say that this does not prove that a rocket can't propel in a vacuum, and they always refer to Newton's third law of motion. Well, most people don't even understand what Newton's law was even referring to. You see, it doesn't matter how fast the rocket ejects mass out of the back of the rocket, the mass, it's all pushing that way. So it needs a medium. The ejected mass needs a medium, some kind of friction, something there for the mass to hit and then cause a propagation for the rocket to push away. Propagation can only happen in a medium. This video was made for entertainment purposes only.
Reed Wiseman and Jeremy Hansen will be up first to capture imagery and
So you're telling me that this jar of Nutella just magically flies into frame for everybody to see? I mean, come on, does anybody truly see what is happening here? What is going on? Or is it just me? Because honestly, if you can't see what is going on here with all of this stuff, with this Artemis 2 stuff, I don't know what more to add at this point. Because honestly, when you begin to look at everything, it just writes itself. I mean, what are the odds that a Nutella jar just magically flies into frame perfectly so you can see the jar of Nutella? Come on, y'all. Does anybody truly believe any of this? Again, this video is for entertainment purposes only. I'm sure that they are really in space. I'm sure this was just a coincidence. There is nothing to see here, right? Right. Again, the jokes just write themselves. Just like the fact that they flew to space on April Fool's Day.
Does anyone else find this a little weird or strange that all of the astronauts that apparently been to the moon are all Freemasons? Yeah, all of them. And we know exactly what lodge they go to, what rank they are. Like, did you guys know about this? Here we have James repping Tejon Lodge 104 out of Colorado Springs. Here we have Edgar, his rank, repping number 33. Lodge number 29 out of Artesia, New Mexico. Here we have Buzz Aldrin, rank, lodge number 144 out of New Jersey. Here we have our buddy Leroy, repping lodge number 82 out of Colorado. Also, were you guys aware that the moon rock that gave the Dutch Prime Minister in 1969 turned out to be fake? Petrified wood? It's time to wake up, guys. And of course, all this was for entertainment purposes only. Of course, none of this is real, and I'm just here to make you laugh.
Little object here showing. You can see little things moving inside of it, like, so it's not just a bag. Give it just a minute and it's going to get pushed over here, and it's going to be like what you would think the outside of this ship would look like. You got some random numbers. Boom! What? And then bam, it's gone. What was that?
Rock stars while you've been gone.
Did you see that?
And I'm wondering,
what's up with the lettering behind this ball?
How are they doing with you so far from home?
Like, what? Wait for it.
I overheard from some of the conferences, and then what I enjoyed watching
What
with
is
my
this?
family. I think there's a lot going on. It's been interesting to hear what they...
People think that the Artemis launch was fake because of this emergency egress system. In this video, you can see that something deploys from the rocket, and what it's meant for is to take the crew to ground level in the event of an emergency. And whether or not there's emergency or not, this piece of the rocket departs because there's no reason for it to burn up. It could be used in future launches. So people think because of this, the crew of the Artemis actually got onto this egress system and actually went to the ground, and they're going to be broadcasting on Netflix a fake version from a studio of the Artemis team passing by the surface of the moon, which is obviously not true, you guys. But the good news is, for those of us that live in reality, Netflix will be broadcasting a moment in history for the 4 humans that are aboard the Artemis that will be passing by the surface of the moon. Now, they're going to go all the way around the moon. That means they're going to be on the dark side of the moon for the first time. Though, for about an hour of time, they will lose communication with Earth and be on a 4-man solo mission in space without any contact with planet Earth. Super scary, but they'll be super busy.
Once the crew are on board, if it looks as if they're in danger, they get out and head down this tube, specially insulated against fire, and zigzagging down not to some point out and away from the rocket, but to an escape room exactly where you'd think it shouldn't be. Three and a half minutes after they get the warning in the capsule, the crew could be down here in the blast escape room via that 200-foot escape tube, 40 feet below the base of the rocket. They find themselves in a totally rubber room, walls and floors, and they head for safety through a 6-inch steel door. Once they're behind that door, it doesn't matter what comes down this tube behind them.